Hi, I'm Noonies. Thanks for watching Adventures with Noonies. The purpose of my video is to introduce you to me as well as my channel. Let's see, to start, my trail name is Noonies. How I got that is I have two totally new knees. My first one was replaced about 1.5 years ago, and my second one was done about 2.5, 3 years ago. And the reason I have a trail name is because my ultimate goal is to thru hike the Appalachian Trail, 2,200 miles from Springer Mountain, Georgia, up to Mount Katahdin, Maine. So a thru hike just means that you do it within a year. So in that time you can go to towns, you can have 0 days, which means you do nothing, 0 days, meaning very few trail miles. You can even go home if you want for a short while and get back on the trail. Don't know if I want to do that because I might not go back on the trail. So that might be something dangerous for me. One of my fears is heights, which I found out on a trail 2 weeks ago. We were at a place called Tar Hollow up in Ohio, and the hills just went straight down, and I forgot I'm afraid of them when I go down like that. And hindsight, I don't think it was as bad as my mind was telling me, but the rock was falling out from under my feet, and it was scary for me. I stopped and I cried for just a split second or two, and then toughened up and did it, and felt really good after I did it. But that's a challenge, especially on the AT. There's a lot of heights. Another goal I want to do, and take you guys along with me if I decide to do it, it's been weighing on my mind. The Appalachian Trail has been on my bucket list, but since I found out about it, it's just in the back of my mind, and it's something I'm thinking more and more like what I want to do. And that is called the Triple Crown of hiking, which it consists of the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, which if I attempt that would be my third one, and that goes from Mexico up to Canada. And then the Continental Divide Trail, which would be the one after the Appalachian Trail, which also goes from Mexico up to Canada. The reason I'd want to do the Continental Divide Trail first is because there's more I want to see in the middle of the country than on the West Coast. I've never seen the West Coast, so that would be pretty cool too. But that would be the order: Appalachian Trail, Continental Divide Trail, and then Pacific Crest Trail. And that's something that Adventures with Noonies would like for you to follow along with me. And the purpose of this channel is also for me to see where I'm going, for my friends and family to see how much I've progressed. I've come a long way. Just in November, I struggled going up rocks that now I can do. I still struggle a lot on things. Yeah, I may always do. The first knee that was replaced will most likely always be numb and sometimes hurt, and that's okay. It's still better than what it was. It was bone on bone, so we're good. We're doing better, and I know this is doable. So that's kind of what I want to do. Another thing, this is on my bucket list as well, and that is get an RV and travel from the East Coast down in Florida, weave in and out of the country, and go to the West Coast, and then drive up the coast, and then weave in and out, going back to the East Coast, and then drive back down. That just sounds like so much fun, and I'd take you guys with me as well, and just see how much I've grown, and that really cool experiences, stuff I've never seen and maybe you didn't see before. What I want to do with the hiking part for right now, since I'm not ready to do the Appalachian Trail at this moment, is to log what I'm doing to get ready for it, where I am, what my challenges are, what challenges I've conquered, and just show different trails in the area, northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, Indiana area. Sometimes I'll travel a little bit, that's okay. I know we went to Damascus, Virginia for trail days last month. That was fun. We didn't get any hiking in, but that's all right. It was cool to surround ourselves with other hikers and be in that environment that we want to be in eventually. And when I say me, I'm talking about my nephew. You know, we have a YouTube channel called We Are Not Lost, in which it's kind of the same thing. In no way, shape, or form am I giving up We're Not Lost. I believe in it 100%. Atlas and I live pretty far away. It's not easy to get together. I have a very busy life. He has a wife and kids. My kids are grown. So it's still hard for us to get together to make the videos. And because he makes the videos for We're Not Lost, and like right now he has the GoPro to get video off of it from our hike at Tar Hollow. I don't have one, so I'm learning how to do this on my own. And it's such a challenge because as we get older, lots of times we lose things about us, like our creativity, and I'm trying to bring that back by making these videos. And I'm trying to do it on my cell phone because when I'm on the AT, I want to use the cell phone. I want to keep it as simple as possible and focus on what's going on in the trail and just the environment. And like I said, the challenges. And going back to the trails and what I'm doing now, I really want for you to be able to see the different trails in the area, especially if you like to get out and hike. Maybe you have problems, which I'll get into, some of my health issues, and you think, hey, I can't do that. Well, maybe there's a trail you can. There's some trails in the area that you can do, even if you're in a wheelchair. You can still get out, get into nature. So I'm trying to think outside the box, and I'm trying to help you think outside the box. And I'm willing to take suggestions as well. So, some of my challenges, not sure how to YouTube yet. I put one video together. I think I had it on the wrong setting, the video, but you know what? It's okay. I know my head looks real funky, whatever. I'm learning. You're watching me learn. I appreciate you being here for me. So, and when I did Hocking Hills, my phone wasn't charging. It was down to 50-some%. You'll see it. So, the next challenge, finances. You know, I live paycheck to paycheck now and need to figure out how in the world I'm going to be able to pay bills while I'm out on the trail. How I'm going to get food, if I want to stay at a hostel or a hotel, motel. I want to take a 0 day and go to Gatlinburg. Maybe that will be a reward afterwards. But the trail goes like right by the train tracks to go to New York City. Never been to New York City, so that would be a really cool 0 day. You know, that takes money, so I need to figure that out, but it's coming. I'm planning it. I'm doing what it takes, exercising, watching what I eat more, going to the gym. I got this. I'm stepping up my game to make this happen. I'm throwing it out there. It will. I'm planning it. I know it. I see it. It will happen. So my weight, that's a big problem. Lost 14 pounds. Before the holiday. It's July 4th now. So it's been a 4-day holiday and I'm treating it like a vacation, and I'm giving myself permission to gain weight, not weighing my food, not weighing myself. I'll start back up Monday. And bottom line is just trying to eat more fruits and vegetables and trying to have more calories going out than what's coming in. So I'd like to be able to wear yoga shorts and maybe a sports bra or at least a tank top on the trail. And right now I don't even want to see myself look like that, so I'm not going to put you guys through it. So I have a lot of work to do. Core work, arm work, afraid of heights. Need to work on that. So there are some medical issues. Like I said, 2 new knees. One will always be a little numb and sore, most likely. And another one, wait, I addressed that. Bladder problems. That's a big one that it's not as big anymore. It was within past 2 months maybe. I was having bad bladder problems. If I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. If you have any questions, message me. I'll get back with you. But I went to a urologist and she didn't even examine me because she said she couldn't do anything about it. That a gynecologist would, but she said I had blah, 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 and wanted to give me a pill that had all these side effects. I don't like to take medicine if I don't have to. So if that pill didn't work, I'd have to go on another pill with more side effects, one affecting my eyes. And the end result could be surgery, which could have me carrying around a bag for my whole life. Forget that. Not going there. So went to a gynecologist, tried to get into a urogynecologist, and the woman hung up on me who answered the phone. So I just stuck with the gynecologist, and she recommended pelvic floor therapy. I am 100% an advocate for that now, because even though it is what it sounds like, they get up and personal and massages pelvic floor muscles. She had a model of the whole pelvic floor, bladder, everything, and made it so I could see everything and know how the muscles work. She moves my knees around. It's therapy from like my knees up. I gotta work on my core, my hips, loosen those up. Breathing. I was deep breathing wrong. As we get older, you know, we get stressed and go, well, that's not loosening these muscles. We need to slowly breathe. So yeah, now I am sleeping all night long. The other night I slept 9 hours and didn't get up once, opposed to at least 3 times and maybe 5 or 6 hours. So that's good. One more thing I want to say about the bladder issues is that it was a challenge hiking, and that's why I'm bringing this up. My knees, obviously a challenge. Climbing up and down rocks, going downhill is still incredibly hard for me. Going uphill, not as much. If it's a hill that continues, what I say, it continues up to heaven, going through hell. And yeah, that's just trying to breathe. But yeah, going down is incredibly hard. It's a challenge. So knees, obvious. Bladder issues, yeah, it's hard hiking. And I'll be honest here, I've had a couple accidents on the trail. Haven't had one since I started pelvic floor therapy. And it's a regular physical therapist who does it. You just walk through the room with the people who are having therapy for whatever reasons, like knee replacements, hip replacements, shoulder problems, whatever. And I walk into a back room. There's a table. It's very professional. I was intimidated at first. Not getting up 5 million times in the middle of the night. Oh gosh, it's worth it. So digestive issues. I used to have it where it hurt so bad here I couldn't swallow. It would, when I ate food would get cut. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was dying. My esophagus was so bad at one time they couldn't do an endoscopy, and the next year I finally, the third gastroenterologist I went to, got me straight, and my esophagus is totally normal. Unfortunately, which I forgot about because I feel so good now, is I have Barrett's esophagus. And the only reason I remembered is because I had my annual checkup with my gastroenterologist, who said my Barrett's is so minimal that chances of it turning into cancer is nil to none. But I totally forgot about that. And that, it's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. I forgot about it. But I'm sharing that with you because at one point I just sat on my couch and I couldn't move. And the medicine that the gastroenterologist gave me just made me so sick. And I'm not going into details on that. If you want to know, I'll tell you, but I'm not telling on this. But it was, I stopped taking the medicine, which is why my esophagus got so bad, because my quality of life was not where I wanted it to be. My gastroenterologist refused to listen to me, and I said, the medicine is making me sick. So the reply was, okay, let's give you more. So I take more and get even more sick. So I decided, we're not doing this anymore. And then just a fluke, for whatever reason, I found this gastroenterologist. I will refer him to anybody because he listens and he's tough, but he's compassionate. And I had so many nurses when I went under for the first time for either an endoscopy or a colonoscopy just hold my hand and tell me how great he was. You don't have that. So I guess my point is, if something doesn't make sense in your life, try to change it if you can. I had doctors telling me I needed pills and medicine that made me sick, that could make me sick, that the end result could be me going around carrying a bag. So the cure is 10 times worse than what I'm going through now. So why would I do that to myself? So just get out there and find a doctor or whatever it is you need to do what you like in life. And that's what I'm going to try to do, and call me out on it if you see that I'm not. So especially when I do the AT, I'm sure I'll be doing some whining. Oh, and that was another thing I wanted to say. On the Appalachian Trail, I'm going to trick, this is my philosophy now. I have to be on the trail within 9 years. I would love to be on the trail this time next year. Almost done with it. Don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm just going to plan it. But I'm going to keep tricking myself into this by saying each date is a level. And every time I complete that state, it'll be level finished, level completed, because if I go by miles, that's too big. 2,200 miles, that will make me go crazy. And I'll have to start slow. I'm talking 4 to 6, maybe 8 miles a day. And then work up to 20. I did almost 20 miles 2 weeks ago, and I was better on that than on just yesterday doing, what did I do, like 8 miles? But yesterday I was dehydrated, and that makes a big difference, so you need to pay attention. And I think that's pretty much it. But if you have any questions, let me know. You know a little bit about me now, and like I said, the videos, I'm planning on them going out once a week on Wednesday, either morning or afternoon, I'm not sure. But thank you so much for watching Adventures with Noonies. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like I mentioned in this one. Hit the like button if you like what you saw, and have a great day. Thank you.